Shoreline Leadership Academy is a program that hires residents from shoreline communities in Oakland to learn about their shoreline, the different issues affecting it, and some of the potential solutions. The folks who are in the agencies making the decisions don't necessarily represent the community that they're actually creating the projects for. So we wanted to hire folks who are from the community to come and learn about these issues so that then they can decide what projects they're going to have on the shoreline. It's a 6-month training program. One Saturday a month we are in person on different parts of the shoreline.
You've heard a lot about the historical shoreline planning for the shorelines to actually get to this being this, meaning the dredging, the filling, and stuff like that. My job is really to help inspire other residents to become stewards and community planners of the shoreline, because it's a lot of opportunity to enhance it, improve it, and just develop it into more of a space that can work better for the nearby communities. Equity is a redistribution of power. I'm a little shorter, so I need a little help. Then I step on something and then I can see just as much as them. Even though they didn't get any, they didn't need nothing. They can already see over the fence. So the equity was me trying to be able to also see.
I didn't know a lot about what's going on along the shoreline, about what's going on in regards to climate resiliency and sea level rise and floodplain management. And so when I learned about it a year ago and working with WOAT for the first time, I thought that educate me and I can educate a whole community. But my goal is to really rebuild habitats around the Bay Area specifically and Oakland so that we can have climate resilient neighborhoods that are prepared for climate change, because it is coming, and I want us to be prepared and kept safe when it does happen.
They're getting a tour of the history and also the natural environment of the shoreline, and then they are sitting down and they're actually strategizing about what kind of potential projects they'd like to see.
Left eye, use your right eye, and adjust that one that has the plus and minus on it. Now, it was unique because I did see a white pelican over at McLaughlin Meadow a couple days back, and that was the first time I've ever seen that. I've been going there for quite a while. When it goes underwater, it opens up like this. Takes in 2 gallons of water, and if there's a fish in that in 2 gallons, he moves his head up very slowly, and what he's doing is he's squirting the water out of his bill, slowly closing that neck. So if you see a pelican and his head's underwater and he's coming up slowly, he's got a fish. He knows. And he's squirting the water, and there's a gull sitting right there waiting to steal it.
And there are some tiny boats.
Yeah, there's some tiny ones.
Here, I think it's
On the mud flat to the left it was.
oh there. Yeah. See his little tiny
Yes.
So you see that dark periscope there in the water, and it just went down. That's a double-crested cormorant. This park is exceptional, again, but we got to figure out how to get access. There's got to be a way to get people to easily come out to the park and get out here so that they can get reharmonized, right? Readjusted, right? Nature heals.
This is our second session for the Oakland Shoreline Leadership Academy, and in the previous sessions we actually visited another shoreline park, and today we are in the Middle Harbor Shoreline Park. Last week was Judge John Sutter Shoreline Park, and these are parks along the Oakland shoreline. They've actually been exposing us to a lot of issues that the shoreline has been facing and the different parties. I think that's the most important thing that I will be getting out of this, is that I really understand who the big players are, who do I need to engage with to make a change along the shoreline.
Are unique in that they their bill goes in the reverse. So most birds, sandpipers' bills go like this. Theirs go like this.
Oh, super.
And so what they're doing is, if you look at it very closely in their bill, all these really tiny teeth that interlock. And so when they open it just slightly, it creates a screen. And they slide it through the mud like this, and whatever gets caught in those little teeth, they just suck that off and swallow it. So They'll do it in water and they'll do it in mud. And it just looks really sloppy. So it's one of the most beautiful birds with the worst table manner.
We have 2 restoration activities that we're going to do. First, we're going to work together to clean up the shoreline. We're going to start here and we'll work back this way.
Just like all in between, intertwined.
The folks are paid to be a part of the program, but then they're also paid to create communication pieces so that it's not just them learning, but they're taking what they're learning and they're sharing it with the greater community. So folks have written blog posts, they've done posts for social media, they're doing different presentations around the community and really trying to get this knowledge out and share it with the community.
The City of Oakland is going to renew or come up with a new general plan, and the process begins right now, like sometime around this time. So the idea is that all the projects that we come up with, the participants here come up with, will be a part, or they're going to try to make that a part of the general plan, so that actually the projects are crowdsourced instead of coming top down.
We're really hoping that the work of the community participants really complement or supplement the existing work that's been done by the different agencies and community organizations that work at the shorelines.
This is important because, folks that live here, they experience people making changes in their community all the time without them being a part of the process. So we want to make sure that we go out and we actually get people a part of the process, get them so that they're educated on the same level as the folks who are working in the agencies, so then they can make informed choices about what they want to see on their shoreline.